I am officially beginning phase 3 of my model railroad, or for those of you that have been watching for a while and wondered, I'm showing you how I'm covering that plug today. Real quick, this video is brought to you by Model Railroad Academy. It is an online community of model railroaders where members can get all sorts of tips, tricks, tutorials, ideas for all sorts of model railroad related things. It's got a lot of cool stuff in there that can really get you going on model railroading. And if you are looking to join up, the first 1,000 people that use the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Model Railroad Academy for $1.49. That's like 90% off the annual membership, and this offers valid for new members only. Thank you so much to Model Railroad Academy for supporting this video. This has actually been a long time coming, all the way back in phase 1, where I did the shadow box module and the shadow box add-on, and I built that over there with Rural Haul. That was all part of the plan to do this. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I'm building an upper deck to represent one of the branches on the Blue Ridge and Western. And let's jump into the track plan and show you how this is going to work.
So here is my entire track plan right now for the phase 1 and phase 2 part of my layout. And for the upper deck, let's take a look here. And this is what phase 3 is going to look at. It is a point-to-point. It does not have a loop in it. It is going to be an entire branch line that's going to run from a junction out to a major industry and back. It's going to be a single industry track. It's going to be like a quarry or some sort of mining operation that is going to demand enough service that it needs its own branch line. And it's going to be raised about a foot off of the main layout right now. And basically the junction right there is going to be over the staging yard so that I can take cars back and forth off and on from it, and it's going to go over to this industry right over here. And here's a better look just so you can see. Here's the industry. I've turned off the lower deck so you can see really what it is. It's actually a very simple track plan. It isn't going to take too many modules to complete, and I actually have most of them already. I got to pick up a few more, and they're all coming from Klondikes. Some of them are sold out right now, so I'm kind of waiting. But this is basically what we're doing. Again, here is the industry, and you can see once I turn everything back on, and you can see where the junction is over that staging yard.
Now, this whole thing was inspired by a discussion on the Crossing Gate podcast. That's a podcast of the Twin Cities division of the NMRA. Great podcast, by the way. Can't recommend it enough. And what they were basically talking about is they were talking about double-decker layouts. And the thing with it is that they were saying, and I'd never heard someone say before, was that you don't really have to have your decks connected to have a good time and have a functioning model railroad. And I thought to myself, I was like, that's true. That's just another way of saying you can do really what you want. And that's what really spawned the idea of having the separate branch line on the upper deck away from the main line right here. I'm still going to have them interact, but it's going to be in a little bit of a different way than I've done before. So what we've basically done is, like, this was planned before even phase 1 over here was built, because the shadow box modules, the overhangs, are designed to hold a T-track module on them. So this was all planned this way, and now I'm going to show you how I built what's behind me. This is a T-track 6-inch drop module from Klondikes. It's a triple. It's got a little bit of less clearance right here, but it is something that we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. Let me show you how I put up these shelves.
Now this is the main area we're going to be working on today. We're going to be putting on an upper deck, so a shelf to hold some T-track modules up here. Now for the Rural Haul area, you've seen this shadow box area, and this is what's going to have the modules sitting on top of it. And the shelf I'm building needs to be perfectly level with this so that the modules match. So the first thing I need to do is make my marks, and I've got my 4-foot level right here, and I'm literally just going to stretch it across and push it flush with the wall, and then just make a mark so that I can begin drawing lines for the shelving right there. So there's my first mark, and then I come all the way across and make a line, and then I'll also be making my second mark. Now I'm going to be using just some plain old closet shelves that you can pick up from most stores like Home Depot or Lowe's, and I'm going to bring them in after I've got my level line and draw the bottom line, which is, so that'll allow it to be nice and flush. And then once I have that, I can start attaching my brackets. Now I'm lucky with my wall that I can look it up. It's an unpainted sheetrock wall because it's in a garage, and I am able to just look up where the screws are drilled in for the sheetrock, and I can just match that up and go in with the studs. You might need to use a stud finder, but I'm going to go ahead and attach these 200-pound brackets. That should be more than enough to hold the layout. Each shelf is going to get 2 of them. They are 3-foot long shelves, so they're not going to stretch quite all the way, but I'd rather have them too short than too long in this case, and I knew that 3 feet would give me enough for what I want to do. Now I can bring in the shelf and sit it on there, and the first thing that I'm going to need to check once this thing is sitting on there is how level everything is, and it turns out that it's actually just about perfectly level, so we're good there. And now I can just drill the tiny little screws that are going to hold it in place, and now we are good. So the next thing I can do is I can come across here and go ahead and use that shelf to mark my spots for the next shelf. So this is more of just basically a rinse and repeat of putting this one up, and then it's going to be kind of a moment of truth moment when we put the module on it. Now it's time to see how the drop module fits. This is a Klondike's triple drop module with a 6-inch drop, and with my current scenery, it doesn't quite fit. So we're gonna have to do some adjustments. I knew this was coming, but I just wanted to show it. So we're going to be taking out the concrete plant that's serving as a grain feed mill, and we need to trim off some of the backdrop, which is just foam core, which is why I'm able to use scissors, and then I'm able to sit everything back on there. Now what I'm changing that industry into right there is a transload facility. So basically anything will be able to load from there. Overall, I'm very happy with the way that this turned out. This was an entirely off-the-shelf, bought at the store parts. No cutting, no any of that, just some drilling into the walls. And just so you can see, this is not how it's going to finally go, obviously, but here's the bridge that's going to go across there. It's going to be a single track, so it's going to be something that's a little different. Again, it's going to be a bespoke T-track module, not one that's meant to travel and connect with others.
Now, a few things that I'm going to have to do. One is I'm going to have to run LEDs under this entire thing, and what I'm going to do is basically have a strip under each shelf, and then I'm going to have a connector probably that tucks away right in here, right in the little like space right here, and then have an LED strip that runs through the bottom of this to light this. Now, this area still has 6 inches of clearance. It's not a huge amount of space, but I'm going to have the LEDs right there. I'm probably going to put a few more trees right here, and I'm changing this into a transload facility because the what I had with the cement plant that was acting like a feed mill, that just doesn't physically fit. And as you saw, I had to cut some of the backdrop right there. But I'm going to have backdrop over that. You're going to see this plug get completely covered, and finally, by the way. And then we're going to have a bit more hilly scenery, and it's going to wrap all the way around. And I think it's going to be something really cool. This is phase 3. I do have a phase 4 that I can do, but this was a bit lower than I expected when I put everything down, but it does connect perfectly to the rest of the layout. And I think once I get the bridges in, it's going to look really, really good, and I can't wait. I've never done a big drop like this. It's pretty stable, and I think it's just going to look really, really cool, and I can't wait to do it. So thank you all so much for watching. This is going to be really fun to show you guys the progress of and have you follow along. But until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.